Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Rose of Venus Tarot. It's Lacey. Thank you so much for clicking on to my video. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you get real comfortable. If you're returning, hey, welcome back. It's real nice to see you again. And thank you to all of those who like, comment, and subscribe. It's really been helping your girl grow, and I 1000% appreciate that. Let's hop into it. This is going to be a specific esoteric reading. This reading will not resonate with everyone. This reading will only resonate with a few people, and that's all right. You have some supernatural intelligence, and people have known this maybe since the day you were born. And since the day you were born, you were being watched by maybe some secret government agency or even just the aliens. I got out my alien cards here. There's like some men in black sort of people that were watching you, and one of these people may have been bad people. They wanted to use your energy for bad, maybe drive you crazy, keep you low vibrational, to keep you from knowing your true form. Some of you guys are a real live, like earth angels, like for real. Like you're linked to the stars, you're an apparition of sorts. So if you fear things like death or, don't fear any of that. You're very much protected. But now you got people coming in who are like a good service, a secret society almost. I'm hearing that Team Rocket theme, that to protect the world from devastation, to unite all people within our nation, to undo the evils of truth and love, to extend our reach to the stars above. You are being chosen to help order the world in a new world order. You guys have an intelligence that is emotional intelligence. You're able to see past the emotions of the heart here. Let's pull some more cards. I got out my alien cards again. It took me a minute I had to put salt on these cards. Once I started using these cards, I'm like, these aliens are talking to me. I'm like, wait, I already knew the aliens. And then that's when the angels laughed. You talk to us all the time. As above, so below, the divine. But they can take on many different forms here. We got Nephilim, controversial, assessing, new perspective. Okay, this could have been somebody who you're getting a new perspective on life, or you're here to bring a new perspective on life. A lot of you guys, the people who are watching you feel like you must have suffered with the type of intelligence you have, because it might be hard for you to communicate with everyone around you. You might only be able to communicate with a lot of people who are on the same page as you. Not everybody understands this type of thing, or maybe you know some secrets that will scare people. We got Alpha Centaurians, foresight, planning, strategy. Alpha Centaurians are coming in here. This reminds me kind of bringing in the age of the Aquarians. Foresight, planning, strategy. Somebody wants you to, like I said, come in and help plan the world here. They want you to, or you've been chosen by the aliens or saved by the aliens, and they have taken over to help Gaia. Basically, Gaia, this is another thing to get into. That's planet Earth here. Earth is alive, and we're just small parts of Earth. I always tell people you're just like a pimple on the earth. The difference between a pimple or a plant that gives life here. Some people have become weeds on this earth, and the weeds on this earth need to either be, they're okay so long as they're not killing the other plants. Some of these weeds are killing and draining the other plants, either mentally, emotionally, physically. There's just a lot of wrong going on in the world that's being corrected. You guys were chosen to help correct the wrong that was going on in the world. Whereas initially somebody could have been watching you to try to help you influence the bad in the world. It's funny because I was seeing that Sexy Red was a CIA agent thing pop up. And if you go to my other page, Venus RX, I need to link that in my page, like so people could click and find my other page instead of just in my whatchamacallit. But you could see I was talking about the CIA and how it was in New Jersey and a beautiful mine where John Forbes Nash had went crazy. So some of you guys could have had those types of experiences, with the government, or you might have always found yourself running into government officials and you probably just ignored it. Maybe you live in a larger city. Maybe this has been happening since you were a teen. Some of you guys have already been to the White House and the Pentagon already. And that was no mistake. They've been watching over you for a minute. Controlling drama, conflict of interest here. We got Anunnaki, controlling drama and conflict of interest. There's someone here who wanted to create like a forever dystopia. They didn't want the world to get along. I guess they were feeding off the energy of power and superiority. I'm hearing that Styles P song. What is it? We ain't golden until we all shine. Can my soul live longer than one lifetime? Like some people think about that in the opposite. They're like, if everybody's golden, how can I shine? But now maybe even them, they're starting to realize that, all right, like it's either like we're at a pivotal point in Earth. It's either total destruction or total development here. Some people want total destruction, and it's like, they would rather have that than to see somebody equally as good. Somebody wanted to maintain some sort of superiority here. Like, I don't know what, like if the elites wanted to be superior and those who stole to get to the top. But it's like Earth started evening out that anyway. I was talking about that with YouTube, and while I was like, I don't accept broke people or broke men, I'm like, there's too many ways to get money. I'm like, if you can't pick up your camera phone, and film yourself on Twitch or something, like, yo, and some of those guys be funnier. I'm like, why are you here? Go to Twitch and play your video games. Yeah. Or maybe funnier than Kai Senate. I'm like, film you and your boys if you can't. Vaseka Pisces, divine feminine, birthing and fertility. Okay, that's what I wanted to get into. You're one of the few select empaths that's actually going to be met up with their divine empath. Oh no, a lot of empaths are going to finally be met up with divine empaths, and it's going to be like you guys sync into one another. This is like Pisces. Pisces is the solar body. It's a solar body of two different fishes. I was getting into that knowledge before. It's hard to touch on this. That being said, a lot of things were done to purposely separate the empaths. We're also going to be correcting the planet, the days of the week. We're going to be uh, reducing the years, so there's not going to be no leap years. We're going to have even months, even weeks. And then we're going to be aligning more better with the solar system. A lot of these things were thrown off, maybe just to have fun decoding them. Who knows? Maybe everybody who got hurt is just a non-player character, and like the people with the souls are still okay, and we were meant to feel that empathy, but maybe it was something darker on the outside that was purposely lining empaths with narcissists. You were just aligned with narcissists. But now that you've become the narcissist, like the flower, I told you we were going through the narcissist portal. You've become someone who put yourself first, and now that's attracting in it encouraged other empaths to put themselves first too. That's why people fear you. You have such an influence over what people do and say, and you don't even realize this influence. You have influence because of your thought plan, just your thoughts. Even if you're not online, no matter what you do, your thoughts are strong and it vibrates through the the neural lace. The thought, what is it? Yeah, the thought web. I call it the thought web. And I had seen that. I was like, wait, he calls it neural lace. I call it like, and I'd be like, I'm like a spider on that web. How they explain the brains being connected. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Some of you guys have a lot of, maybe you have ADHD, bipolar disorder, or even schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, something where you have a lot of thoughts and a flow of ideas, an influx of ideas, if you would, um, describe it that way. So, so therefore, because you have more thoughts, you're letting off more sparks of electricity. You're boop, 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 letting off more neurons here, than a lot of other people. So it gives you more influence and creativity. Like when people come around you, they could gain some sort of creativity off of you. But now that your heart has changed and released some toxic people who were living in your brain empathetically, it's now aligning you with this divine empath. And you guys are going to be able to, again, solar bodies. Once you create this solar body together, you're going to be able to literally, like, your psychic powers are going to turn into clairvoyance. You're going to be able to fly through the universe. You're going to be able to go to the stars because, all right, put it like this. You can team rocket to protect the world from devastation, to, connect our, consciousness or whatever to the stars above. Listen, because you can send a rocket to the stars, but you can't see the other deities that are necessarily there on the planet. Except for there's certain ways to see Venetians, and that's through a mirror. You can talk to Venetians through a mirror and through certain songs and frequencies. You could connect with the aliens in a lot of different ways, but like to talk to these beings, like I always bring up the OA on Netflix. That's one of my favorite series, along with John Dies at the End. That's a comedy one that would make these concepts more broad, more stable in your mind. And we got the Octorians, feeling safe, wisdom keepers, concern. Yeah, feeling safe, wisdom keepers, concern. You make this person feel so freaking safe and whatnot. You guys are going to be able to melt into each other and fly to the planets without your bodies, like create it in the bed. And it's going to be very vivid. Like while you're awake, you're going to be able to see the aliens on the planet basically and talk to them, and because they still exist. I believe they exist on every planet. They like, and not just aliens, there are human souls up there on different planets and whatnot, living out there in the ethers. You're going to be able to see these people once you connect, or this masculine, you guys connected briefly and he was able to see that and he wants to go back to that. Now he wants to, like, or you guys are destined to marry. A lot of empaths are destined to marry. This is what we call a divine union. When two loving people, that's why I was pressuring everybody. I'm like, get that toxic empathy out your heart. Don't be feeling like for your baby daddy. Don't be feeling for your best friend because she's your best friend since high school. Like, because you're going to be matched with someone who loves you. And also don't worry about your past. Especially if it was based on divine empathy, you don't have nothing to worry about. If you was having kids by people just to piss off another girl, I don't know. You might go to hell, but I've been there before and they corrected me and they sent me back. So don't feel bad. Two Centurians, resilient, bold, sassy. Two Sentients. I'm about to read these people because they're bold and sassy. Let me get the book because I don't know about these. What? Yeah, and this is, I feel like your energy, I already know, and this is why this masculine is attracted to you. You're very bold, very sassy. I'm hearing that Wayne song that can't tell me. What is it? Say it with your chest. Say less, mama. She says she on her period. Let's make a mess, mama. AKA, he can take your boldness here. Um, yeah, let's read it. Hold on. Okay, I got the book. It says two Centians predominantly reside in Cetus, the Well constellation, which is relatively near Earth, only 12 light years away, though it's suggested some reside on Ipsilon and Eridanus constellation. They are humanoid with an olive tan complexion and black hair. That's another thing. The races, like I said, the aliens that created the races are coming back to correct them. I keep hearing that Erica Badu. They're rushing to destruction because they don't have nothing left. The mothership can't save them, so your ass is gonna get left. We're moving into 5D, or they might get left on this planet for this planet to be, I don't know what's going to happen to this planet. There's going to be some planet switching. I'm hearing don't worry about that, but it might be happening within the next couple years. Complexion. They are humanoid with an olive complexion and black hair. Some say they look Mediterranean, Slavic, and or South American in appearance. See, because they have every race in this alien deck. Like Pleiadians, they have slightly pointed ears. Their build is very solid, typically with strong brawny legs. Their noses are broad, and they mostly have short Roman crew style haircuts. Tau sentients prefer to reside in secluded dwellings. They are in alliance with Pleiadians and other off-planet societies who have shared similar historical experiences of being preyed upon during draconian invasions. The Tau sentients' history of being victimized by predatory species is still raw. They are still battling wounds. Their intense grudge in this area is very obvious. Their focus is on raising awareness of covert mind control techniques, and they are concerned about the small grays. Oh gosh, that sounds like me. I can't stand emotional manipulation. They talk in a very the total tone and are very demonstrative and audacious when talking. Their motherships are huge plasma crafts. Tau sentients are known to be brilliant pilots and galactic navigators, combative, bold, resilient, outspoken, speaking your truth, intense, conviction, blunt, candid, sassy, assertive. This is how you're coming off, and this is why you're being chosen. And this is why some people are just holding your place. You got a lot of people here wishing they can siphon your energy. Some people are trying to pay for witchcraft to make you feel some type of way. They're like, I wanted that person to not have self-esteem. I don't want them posting because somebody could have felt their high value, astute man got very lost in you and like what you were posting, what you're doing, what you're saying. They got very captivated about what you were speaking on and probably sent a lot of attacks your way. And some of you guys thought this was somebody you knew that was sending these attacks. No, these high vibe attacks were not coming from. Even your haters thought it was them that did it. Nah, this was coming from some interdimensional beings, and not just that, some little spoiled rich person that doesn't have the same qualities as you. These people got rich either stealing or like emotionally manipulating, or they just weren't all that they cracked up to be. You're making people feel like they're not where they should be or what they should crack up to be, but you are looking out like you're coming out on top of the world here. The two with the world coming out here, and oh, you have a king that is desperately in love with you. That's what I keep hearing. But that's all I got for you today. I hope you have a good day, night, evening, whenever you're catching this reading. Goodbye.